It actually goes in and it reconstructs the face. It helps to tighten and tone the muscles, and it's immediate. Again, you see the results right away. So it's kind of a fun thing that we've added. And any questions?
Well, and you also, you didn't mention one of my favorite things is in the lobby of her center.
Oh, my.
This, do you see this crystal in the center of our grid here? This is selenite. You've got a slab that's about
45
that
pounds.
thick, and it's about that wide, that's just sitting on a chair. And so she invites you to go sit on the selenite, and you can just sit in this chair and have the selenite cleanse energetically. And you didn't mention the HCG and all the supplements that you have there as well.
Oh, yeah.
So Brenda has just embraced all of these ideas, all of these, and I am going to use the word alternative just in this forum because these are alternatives to waiting until you are sick to go and get the expertise of the Western medicine to cure it. This is really the alternative to that is preventative.
It's all about preventative too, because I mean we're getting older, you guys, whether we like it or not. And what the alternative to that is obviously
is prevention.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've got to take care of our bodies. We have to be proactive.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. People coming in and they're scheduled for situations, or they're on medication, or they're having issues, and the doctors have given them everything they can possibly do for them, and they're out of hope. And this kind of stuff, it's instant. I mean, they get instant relief from their pain. They get to start sleeping when they haven't been sleeping. So it's phenomenal what's happening in the center. I'm just blown away. Every day I go in there and there's something else. Even that stone, the selenite stone, I'll tell you a real quick story on that. This lady came in, and I always tell people, sit on the stone. They sit on it, just sit there and see what happens. They touch it and they ask for it to remove what doesn't serve them. Then I'll tell them they're either going to start sweating, they're going to get very cold, or they're going to start tingling, or they're going to feel nothing at all, which is only maybe 1 out of every 10. So I'm telling you, the stone will get almost where you feel like you're sitting on ice. I've had people where they were sweating down their back within 30 seconds. I've had people where they're tingling, but most important, I had a lady that was sitting on the stone, and I said, do you feel anything? She said, no. So I went about and did some other things, came back, I said, are you feeling anything now? She said, no. 10 minutes went by, and I said, are you feeling it? Because normally people pop off of it after just a few minutes, or a few seconds sometimes, 30 seconds. She said, no, but you know what, Brenda? She said, I have not been able to sit in years. She said, I have steel rods in my spinal, my spinal cord is collapsing. And she goes, for me to sit is unbelievable. And then here she is sitting on a stone. So she was obviously ecstatic about it. The other thing I forgot to mention, and I need to bring this up, is Carmen, who's 76 years of age. Her name's Carmen Block. She just went into the hospital to have hip replacement. She was somewhere at the hospital here in Orange, and the hospital asked her after her surgery, what the heck are you doing? And she said, well, why? And they said, because you're recovering so well, and not only that, but you have no bruising. She wasn't a fiber. She couldn't because she was bone on bone. But she's been drinking our Kangen water. Do you guys know what Kangen water is? She's been. So are you guys drinkers? Is anybody here a drinker? You are? So it's phenomenal water. I call it the miracle water because it really is. If people do nothing else but drink the water, I tell them to do that because it's very healing. It's very oxygenated. And we did the same blood test with that water. And the same thing, the blood was stagnant, and when they drink the water, it was free-flowing across the computer screen. It was like unbelievable. So, yeah, we're really excited about what we're doing down there. And you guys are welcome to join us. I actually brought some free cards for you guys if you want to come down and do a vibe. And since you're all into vibration, I think you'll really understand it and appreciate it. And then also there's some information with the services and what the little bit more explanation on each of them and the benefits. So.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah.
Do doctors recognize the thermal imaging like they would a mammogram?
Well, that's a very good question. I'm going to tell you there are some that are, and they're starting to appreciate it, but here's the challenge that we run into. There's a whole lot of money that's been spent on these mammogram machines. Okay, so that's where money is the main motivator for keeping things a little bit quiet, if you will. I've actually referred people to chiropractors, and after a period of time, they wouldn't send people to me anymore because they said I never see my clients anymore. So that's on the theory of the mammogram. Doctors aren't going to send people. It's $250 to get a thermal imaging for your breast. I hate to say it, but money is a motivator.
Well, it's probably about $300 for a mammogram if you don't have insurance, so
right.
It's pretty much a wash as far as the cost. But I'm just wondering if my doctor. I guess I should ask him.
Ask him. And ask him this, too. Ask him if he's even knowledgeable because remember, too, if you have a lump that's the size of a golf ball, you are going to want to what? Take out that lump. And reconstructive, breast surgery and all that kind of stuff. So, I hate to say it, but I run into it. So I don't know what your doctor might say. Ask him.
Yeah.
And not only that, but every time you have a mammogram, you're increasing your chance of breast cancer by 5%.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. And anybody that has something existing and they squeeze you between those plates, there's a likelihood that you can push that cancer and spread it into your lymph nodes. So, it's, yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Where the thermal imaging, you just got your arms up like this, there's nothing touching you. The camera's across the room from you. And it's taking everything. And not only that, but when you do like a female scan, it's going to show everything. So you can even detect if somebody's going to have a stroke, if the balloon is, the clog is in the artery, it's going to detect if you have periodontal issues. I mean, it shows not
So
just the breast cancer.
Much more extensive then.
Much more extensive. Yeah. So we're really excited about bringing it in. We just brought it in last weekend. That's another choice for people.
Yeah, it sounds like I'd rather do that than a mammogram.
And there's, you've got it, like you said, check with your doctor and see, and check with your insurance company, because it does cover, some insurance companies will cover thermal imaging. Yeah.
Thank you. It's the theme of why I wanted to invite Brenda here today is we're moving in a direction where the old ways aren't making as much sense as they used to. And there are new ways to start approaching things. When you can do something that's detoxing, gentle, high vibrational. When I sat on that selenite, the experience I had was I felt a coolness. And you're right, I had to hop off after 3 or 4 minutes. I was just like, I'm done. And I had to get off, and it did something vibrationally to me.
And actually, that word you use, hop off, is perfect, because people don't just get up; they hop off. It's like I love to see it.
It was.
Yeah,
I did. I'm like, I'm out of here. I have to.
Yeah.
and I did actually jump off of it.
Yeah, that's a
So,
good.
and they have people filling out their paperwork as they sit in the chair, and you're kind of doing this, and it's really, like I said, it's this beautiful selenite. But I mean, where did you get it? I would love to. It's like that big, and you've got it sitting in a beautiful easy chair in the lobby.
Yes.
But the point of this whole discussion, why Brenda is here, is there are so many alternatives and different methods and ways that you can detox. Even an infrared sauna for 15 minutes, it feels like you have a shower on the inside. You can feel the difference of the toxins leaving your body. Stress and toxins are going to cover 95% of all illnesses out there. And the vibing and the infrared and these things de-stress you and they detox you. Perfect health is at your doorstep. And things like the water and exercising, but these things that detoxify you from all the low vibrational foods and stress, that's not an option that you have to be locked into. It's very easy choices to
And
just move
actually,
away
because you
from
keep
it.
mentioning about the detoxing part of it, the Kangen water is something that has so loaded with antioxidants, you could not eat, nor could you afford to get that amount of antioxidants with 1 glass of water, of the Kangen water. The other thing is you can drink a whole gallon of the Kangen water, and it'll never make it to your stomach. Because it's so microclustered, it actually permeates throughout your esophagus, and you will feel hydrated for the very first time in your entire life. People are walking around dehydrated. Do you know do you know how long bottled water is in those plastic bottles? 7 months to 2 years. Do you know that Sheryl Crow has said that she's sure she got her breast cancer and her breast removed because she drank out of the plastic bottles, put them in the car, and that sun permeating through them is releasing all those carcinogenics into the water. That water is dead water. It's a 2.5 acidity level. So you know what lives in an acidic environment?
Cancer.
That's right. So why is everybody getting cancer? And let's think about that for a second. Why are people getting cancer? So we're walking around acidic. I just had my complete physical. I'm so excited I got to share. I see my results. I'm 1.75 in alkalinity. So my body's completely balanced. My bone density is better than a young adult. And did you know that vibration that I talked about, that's another thing. If you're the only one that has osteoporosis or is going